Welcome everybody to Teachers Tips for 507 Assessment 1. Just some general housekeeping. Firstly, this session will be recorded and then uploaded to YouTube. Starting with Assessment 1, download a hard copy, then reading the first assessment, use a highlighter to identify key areas. Keys to this assessment is thorough research. Carry out an accurate audit, then carry out a SWOT analysis on the audit's identified gaps accurately, remembering that this will become the appendix for your second assessment. Here is where we can build on some of the 8 key sites from the preparation session. Find an accredited 4801 self-assessment auditor. You are encouraged to use the WHS Research Centre. The copy we have here was used by a former student who gave us permission to upload and use it. Next, just below, is SWOT analysis linked to business goals. Building on completing an accurate self-assessment audit and SWOT analysis, we can now use the PowerPoint for WHS 507 found on the right-hand side under Diploma Teachers Tips. We can prepare a strategy for answering each of the questions. Also supporting this is the learning resources using targeted research in the Learning Guide. The Learning Guide has 4 elements. On the Learning Resource Welcome Contents page, you will find links to support the above headings. Now we can start on our first assessment. Use an accredited Australian Standard AS/NZS 4801 self-assessment tool. Then carry out an accurate audit that will find gaps in your system. Take the time to have a look at compliance at a glance. Step 1 checklist. This can be found under the Compliance tab and is a good, useful tool. The WHS system will look at the entire system, including your documentation, and measure the effectiveness of it at an actual point of time. A comprehensive gap analysis can provide you with recommendations to help you address any areas of non-conformance. SWOT analysis resources. SWOT analysis works on strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT analysis guides you to identifying the positives and negatives inside and outside your organisation. This resource helps with both strategy, planning, decision-making, and will provide you with perspective and reveal corrective actions and recommendations. Strengths and opportunities are positive factors. Weaknesses and threats are negative factors. WHS-OHS legislative requirements need us to research primary duty of care, duties of the officer, record keeping, training, specific high-risk compliance requirements. In New South Wales, we would be using the Work Health and Safety Act 2011 and the WHS Regulations 2017. Moving on to the PowerPoint for 507. This PowerPoint addresses directly the questions in each of the assessments. This is supported by the learning resources, learning content. Use it in targeted research. The 4 elements will help you construct your answers. On the Learning Resources Welcome Contents page, you will find other links to support the learning guide content. What you have to do. Review the assessment carefully. Remember that you are conducting an audit on the efficiency and effectiveness of the WHS information system. Each task element clearly spells out the requirements and even sources of information and areas of coverage for you to address. Use a Word document for this assessment. The first heading, Introduction. Provide an outline of the company, business profile, briefly overview of the WHS-OHS information system in place, e.g. whether computerised or paper. Design and use an existing audit self-assessment checklist to conduct an audit and attach a completed checklist as Appendix A. Comment briefly on extracts and highlight the information, data, records and details relevant to the WHS information system. Place the audit self-assessment checklist at the end of the assessment. Copy a SWOT analysis from the information and data gathered from your audit and its effectiveness against the WHS legislative compliance requirements. Attach the SWOT analysis as Appendix B and place it at the end of the assessment. Audit documentation and record keeping processes. Examples of these are policies, procedures, checklists, forms, registers, operating functions, and the user access and needs. Use of the system. By whom, for what purposes, what information, data is used. Their controls, privacy, legislative compliance, data output, what management records are issued, communication and consultation processes appropriately to the target internal and external stakeholders are held. Analysis of data collected against past trends and actions for unsafe acts. Near misses, near hits. Incident and injury prevention, now and in the future. Graphs can be used to show data analysis on injury statistics. remembering approximately 250 words for each area. Research and provide the current legislation, WHS or OHS compliance within your state re notifiable incidents. Research and provide examples of industry best practice and benchmarking. Legislation, Australian standards, codes of practice for our information system in relation to your industry. Bibliography. It is an important area and needs to have 10 references. Underneath this, we would place our Appendix A and B, our audit self-assessment checklist, and completed SWOT analysis. Here is our short report layout. After reading the assessment carefully and using a highlighter to mark key areas, what we need to do is understand what is a management system as opposed to an information system. What is SWOT analysis? What is a self-assessment tool? Using the WHS Research Centre to help us in these areas. If you're not sure, ring and talk to a WHS teacher. Find 5 main areas to consider within our audit and SWOT analysis on the administrative, operational, culture, communications, and internal and external areas. Students that have studied with us in Cert 4 will remember this slide. The 5 key components: WHS policy statement, organisation's compliance with legislation, management's responsibilities, consultation arrangements, and WHS risk management. Also, previous completed units will help with research and content. Here are the tools and documents that you need to support your information system. WHS management and site-specific plans, management of risk processes and assessments, safe work method statements, JSAs, SOPs, written policies and procedures, identifying management commitment, communication and consultation processes. So why do we need to have these in place? To create a safer working environment, reduce incidents, injuries, and injury-related costs, improve business productivity and opportunities, verify health and safety performance, meet legal requirements, enhance a reputation within industry. This now plays an important part when negotiating with clients. Here we have critical information required to meet compliance responsibilities under WHS and workers' compensation legislation. Registers across all areas that cover key areas. Training requirements. If accurately recorded, is money in the bank. By having better trained workers, this will lead to better safety outcomes. Here we have activities that are necessary for compliance. Inspections, testing and servicing, maintenance of plant and equipment, incident management and corrective action procedures, workers' compensation and injury management process, handling, storage and packaging and delivery, when accurately compiled and available to organisations, can show best practice and continual improvement. It is also a check on health and safety culture. When an organisation has collected accurately information and data in these areas, it shows a strong information safety culture. So when an external auditor can see the organisation's information system is healthy and well managed, accreditation can be assured. Now to the most important slide. This should become your mantra. When in doubt, ring or email your WHS teacher. At this point, are there any questions? With there being none, thanks for coming. See you next time.